Hi there, this is Daniel Rosen from theScore eSports here at EVO with Breezy, and I just want to ask you, going into this weekend, how do you feel about this tournament right now?
It's been pretty good. There's a lot of interest here, and that's like the biggest thing to me. The fact that Smash 4 has brought in so many people, new faces, old faces, and right now with the way that Smash 4 has been, it's been very volatile as far as like results. So I'm very interested to see who's going to be at the top. Same thing with Melee too. I mean, the Melee brought out a lot of the gods are here. Most of them, Leffen unfortunately couldn't make it, but still going to have a nice top 8 for Melee as well.
So I want to talk a bit about Smash 4 right now because it is, like you said, super volatile.
Right.
Everything's kind of crazy. What does the competitive landscape look to you right now? Who is at the top, do you think?
Off history, I still say Zero's at the top, but like if we were going to talk about like the last 3 months, it's so impossible. Like you can just throw out a name and you're probably still correct. So it's like, hey man, I think Larry's the best. Yeah, I agree on that. And then you're like, Nairo, yeah, I agree on that, because like it's just that volatile right now. Like the last, I think 4 or 5 tournaments have had different winners, and that's not been a thing for a long period of time. So it's like it's crazy. Like, and I like it though. I like that mix up. I like knowing that any match could go either way instead of like watching someone get up and then watching another person get up. And you're like, I definitely know first player's gonna win. So yeah.
So what about Melee then? Like, what do you think? You said like we've got Leffen's out here. We got 4 of the gods, but Club's been doing really well lately. SFAT's doing really well lately as well. What are you, I guess, what does your gut tell you about top 8 for this tournament?
And like this is no shade, but I don't want HBox to get farther than 7th. I am okay with him getting in the top 8. He should always get top 8. HBox is a phenomenal player, but watching him play is just not fun to me. So, and that's what happens with a lot of like Melee as late, because they know he's gonna win. Like CEO, Grand Finals, Mewtwo King versus HBox. Everyone basically start leaving the venue because we know who's going to win. It's like, all right, man, Mewtwo King has not beat HBox in quite some time. A lot of people haven't. And when Leffen's not here, that's like the threat that we always get of like HBox being in top 2, top 3. And like, I'm always going to congratulate him. Like, I tell him this all the time. Like, yo, sometimes I don't like watching you play, but if you're winning, and good stuff. But it is so hard to watch sometimes. So hard.
You can't argue with the results, though.
Yeah, definitely can't argue with the results.
So I want to jump back to Smash 4 for a second, because that's the bread and butter commentary, right? So like you said, everything's kind of volatile. Anybody can be the best, but same kind of question. Who's your pick? What does your heart tell you about Smash 4 top 8?
Like today?
Yeah.
I want Larry. I want Larry to be in it most definitely. I'm not even like we're not like really close or anything. I just really like watching him play. Like the things he's very innovative in my opinion. Like some of the stuff he's done is always hyped to watch, hyped to commentate and stuff like that. I want Nairo to have a breakout performance again, because he hasn't been doing that well lately. And so I want him to come and get like at least 2nd or something like that. Zero obviously as well. I want him to be in there. And then we were talking about this earlier. The Buzz. He has that kind of like that HBox vibe, but at the same time though, like I'm actually getting used to watching him play, because like the way he thinks and stuff is very smart to me, and I like as a player, player to player, I like seeing that, like smart reads and things like that. Like you knew that was going to happen because of something that happened like 5 minutes ago, and so like these are things I want to see in top 8. As far as like a wild card, I would say like Kamemushi. I don't think he's like incapable of making top 8, but he's a Mega Man. And I watched him play earlier, and he was doing some amazing tech. So I'm like, I would like to see him in top 8 as well.
Well, speaking of Mega Man for a second, like not just the competitive landscape's kind of in disarray. After the no-season patch, nobody really knows exactly what's going on with the tier list. Where do you think that the game's at, like balance-wise? Like, do you like it? Do you like that we're kind of chaotic? Do you kind of want to see stuff solidify again? What do you feel?
No, I like the shake-up. It's like there's so many viable characters now that we don't really get to see in other like games. Like you think about it, Melee has like. In top 8, you usually have maybe like 5 characters. When Brawl was out, you had like 3. You had Meta Knight, and then maybe Snake, and then maybe a Falco. In this game, it's a toss-up. Like you could have like all Sheiks, or you could have like 9 different characters, and like it's always a surprise what's coming down the pipe basically for Smash 4 in top 8 and just tournaments in general. So.
Is there a character that you want to see like get a breakthrough performance? Some character that you think this character doesn't get enough love? We want to see this character, and maybe not top 8 if it's too ridiculous, but at least top 16.
I said Toon Link for a long period of time, and then Hyuga did it. And I would like to see Peach. I would like to see more Peaches. Maybe like at least one Peach in top 8 at some point in time. And of course, Wii Fit Trainer, because that's my main. So one day like there will be a breakout Wii Fit who doesn't play like super lame in camps, and it's like, wow, this guy is so good, and people start picking him up. But other than that, just Toon Link and Peach. Peach, always.
I think we have Hyuga and Umeki here both, I think, as well. Both
I thought Shibasage only uses Peach if it's like Bayonetta gets squashed now, but he still has a good Peach, so yeah.
All right, and I guess, with looking forward, this is biggest Smash tournament of all time, biggest Smash 4 tournament, biggest Melee tournament. Probably a lot of people's first time at EVO. Probably next year will be even more people's first time at EVO. So I was wondering, as a guy who's been, who's here, who's been here, what's the advice you give to a player who it's their first time going to EVO, this year, next year? What would you say to that kind of player?
I say this for like every tournament actually. Your first thing when you go to a tournament, you need to go in the mindset that at some point in that time you're going to get bodied. Like no one goes into a tournament and like, oh, it's their first tournament and wins. Like you're definitely not going to come win EVO, but like you definitely don't just show up to your local venue and get first. Like you can have a breakout, probably get 7th, whatever. But the other thing is when you lose, learn from your losses, and 2, try to get as many friendlies as possible. If it's your first tournament, this is your first offline practice with other people, and like there's a difference between online and offline, like a lot. So definitely do that. Those are always my 3 tips, man. Like come prepared to get bodied at some point in time, learn from your mistakes, and play as many friendlies as possible.
All right, well, I'm going to get ready to get bodied. So thanks so much for your time and have a great weekend.